It's like two screens up. Like, what is happening? Hi. Girl, I think I got it, like, I think I know what's going on. I really don't though. Okay. Hi. Can you all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Hello, everyone. Ooh, girl. Okay, y'all saying yes. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Y'all can hear me. Do y'all hear any static? Do y'all hear any of that stuff? I literally had to go get a new device because y'all tried me yesterday. So I had to go buy a new iPad. Literally. I'm like, yeah, okay, we need something new. Cause, okay, and this is different. Okay, because this is on an iPad. Okay. All right, so y'all said nope, no static. Okay, y'all can hear me. Okay, good. No static. Y'all can hear me clear. Say loud and clear. Okay, cool. Okay. Can't hear you. What? Y'all can hear me? I love y'all. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Okay, y'all saying y'all can hear. Hello, everyone. This is so different. Like, this is so different. I feel like all big on camera. I got a new camera that I'm gonna be fixing and putting on here too. So yeah. But the screen is saying stuff, but we're live, so that's all that matters. So I'm gonna just leave everything alone. I'm gonna just leave everything alone. So hello, everyone. I love y'all. Welcome back to your boy, the SeanDavieWay Show. Correct. I am messy. I came over here to be extremely messy. So last time we were live, speaking of Netta, we had a moderator, a fellow mod, because y'all know I'm a moderator too. So one of my fellow mods came over here, girl, and they wanted to have, a conversation. You know me, I'm nosy. They was talking in the chat and, all that to us and me. So I'm like, okay, well, let's go. Let's have a conversation. So we did just that. So the moderator, Maine, ended up hitting me up and the email, and we went from there. We absolutely did. So, yes, Netta broke my computer. Just anticipate. So I'm gonna let y'all in on what's tea so y'all can know what's going on. So y'all, so Netta, okay, that bat over there with them 3 dreads started making moderators not too long ago, right? So me, I creeped in over there to the dude chick, to the big mom, to the bigger mom, Netta, and I got me a wrench, and it just is what it is. And I'll never tell my name because I still have a wrench. So I want to keep my wrench. I'm not like Maine. Maine don't want his wrench no more. Maine said, look at here, I've had it. Look at here, I've had it. Okay? So Maine came over here to the chat to let us know that Netta, when he got his wrench, Netta told him that he was going to get paid for having a wrench, girl. Now, I don't know about these content creators, but again, on YouTube, it's not protocol or anything like that to pay your moderators. Most moderators are just happy to have a wrench because it gives you extra access to the channel. It lets other people know that you and the content creator are cool. That y'all definitely, they know you enough to give you a wrench. So that means they spotted you. My girl. So that's what that word. So yeah, there's no payment or anything that is involved. But Netta promised Maine and other moderators that they will be getting compensated for being a moderator. So I'm going to let Maine, when we speak to Maine, I'm going to let him get into the detail of that because I don't want to get anything like wrong or be like, oh, it was for 45 days or 35 days or 50 days or 60 days. So I'd rather let Maine do that on his own and explain what was told to him from Netta, okay? Because Netta never said anything about giving me any coin. Got your goddamn nerves, you wombat. So Maine is upset because after being promised compensation for moderating, that never happened. And then Netta came with excuse after excuse. And when the excuses weren't good enough, Netta just pretty much just flat out started ignoring the moderators that Netta had promised that he would be paying. So, because I am amazing, I am, I'm going to send Maine a cash app because I feel like it's only fair that Maine gets some compensated for some of the stuff that he did. Now, it's a shame that I'm over here cleaning up Nettard messes. Now, Nettard, I'm not cleaning your mess all the way up. No hope. I'm going to let you give this man what he is due, okay? So this is just me looking out because I'm a wonderful person. Correct. I was born amazing, absolutely. September 20th, about 36 years ago. A sixth floor of greatness, a phenomenon named SeanDavieWay was born. That's just what that word. And I do what I can when I can, and when I do it because I can, because I'm amazing, and I just do this for my people because I love y'all. So that's just what that word. Now, when it comes to y'all, if y'all would like to send a donation, that is completely fine. Okay, it's optional. There's no must. But if you want to, his cash app is D Money Moderators. $sign D M Nettard. Get a pen, ho. Netter. Write this down. You hear? Write this down. $sign these M as a monkey. You know exactly what that is. O N E Y J 00. Bless him. Bless him because I'm blessed. So again, it's D Money J00. D MONEY J 00. I'm wonderful. Now, Nettard, I hope you got that. Okay? Because this man is due. You tried. You absolutely tried that. All right? So I'm going to contact D-Money. D-Money. Maine. And we're going to have a little conversation, about everything. Because why not? All right? Nettard, I verified this information prior. Okay? So he is your moderator. He is. Yes, I have screenshots to prove it. Okay? He's your moderator. That's why I want him to come through, because I know he was legit. Okay? So this is just me making something up, me just pulling somebody. Don't nobody got to do all that, Nettard. It's not necessary. So, yes. So let's give him a call. Yes. Can y'all hear? Can y'all hear? Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Maine?
Hi.
I'll let him, give him a second. I'll let him call me back. So we're going to speak to Maine. I just got off the phone with him. So, yes, and he's going to tell us, because I didn't tell him exactly when I was going live. I did just kind of pop on one. So, but I told him, I'm y'all know me. It's the same OG, but I've been low key. So, yes, so he's going to come on here. And he's going to tell us his story about Netter. Now, I was really surprised when, I'm not going to say surprised, but there was some stuff that he said, and I was just like, shut your mouth and keep on talking. Shut your mouth and keep on talking. Okay, now I know everything, but you know me, I'm a firm believer in having people tell their own stories. So, yes, and I'll just question, as we go along. But he does have a good story. I found it very intriguing. I definitely wanted to hear more. So I feel like y'all will too. Like you'll want to hear it. So Netter, Maine, look here. Maine. Okay. Thank you, Tip West. I love you, girl.
Hi, you've reached.
I don't want his number to be said out loud. I'll give him a second. And he'll call me back. How are y'all doing today? Police is like, oh, he's coming. Trust. Oh, he's coming. He wants to do this more than me. So, more than myself. He really wants to talk. And it was a good conversation. It really was. Netta, I will say that I am not shocked that you lied and told these people that she was going to pay them. That's because why? That's not necessary. Again, being a moderator, you don't get paid. Now, if a content creator wants to pay a moderator, then that's different. You know, it just is what it is. You know, that's fine. But you have to keep your word. You don't get to say that and then fall. Like, pay the man. You said you was going to pay him, pay the man. It's that simple, because I'm going to pay the man. You want to pay the man? Yeah. But he talks about other moderators, too. So this isn't just Maine. There are other moderators that are upset as well with Netta, but, you know, I'm not going to pop them. I feel like they, you know, if they want to talk, I'm here. You know? If you want to talk, if you're upset about something, or if you said something's going to go one, he said something's going to go one way, then switch, you know, whatnot, blah, blah, blah. That's just what that word. But, yeah, I'm not here to, you know, because, again, he's not here to bash. He's just here to tell a story. You know, it's not, no reason to curse her out or him out. I don't know why I keep saying her, gross. Cuss him out or whatnot. You know, just tell, I mean, if he wants to cuss him out, hey. I'm here for a good read. But, you know. Maine, are we having second thoughts?
Hi, you've reached
Are
one.
we having second thoughts? Because, I mean, I can just tell a story. If you want me to say what happened. Because, I mean, I have a great memory. So, but I get it can be a little pressure, you know, to come on here. But you're just on the phone. You just chill. Yeah, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm going to be nice to Maine. But, yes, y'all be nice to Maine. Y'all show Maine a lot of love. Y'all encourage Maine. Maine, you could do this. Maine, we gonna protect you. You gonna be alright. You gonna be alright. You gonna be alright. Like, we gonna look out for you. We gonna make sure you're good. That's just what that bird. That's just what that bird. He seems like a nice guy too. Seems like a nice person. Yes, y'all send him words of encouragement. Man, you got this. You got this. Come tell your story. Come tell your story, man. You got this. That's not even. Yeah, no. A big deal. Yes, look at the people. The people say, we got you. We got you. Everybody got you, man. We got you. We got your back. Okay? We is not going to let that back get you. All right? We got you. But I'm calling you again. Give you a minute. Give you a minute. You got this. You got this, man. Yes. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Absolutely. Tell him we will send him cash apps. Ooh, not never trying to shut it down. That's fine. Yeah, there's no skin off my back.
Hi.
There's no skin off my back. Just give him a quick text. Just ask, like, so how you feeling? Big ass. So I'm gonna start telling y'all before Maine get here. So Maine, we talked on the phone earlier, and he told me about how Netta told them, the moderator, well, he said that he spoke to Netta individually, right? And that when he spoke to him, is he at work? No. Not right now. I don't know, maybe he's on the phone or something. Because yeah, I am like 10 minutes late, like 10, 15 minutes late. Y'all know how I am. Oh well. But we had just spoke, so it's not like I haven't talked to him at all. I talked to him yesterday, and he said he was coming through. No, we just got off the phone. Audio much better. Good. I'm glad the audio is good. So he told me about how Netta promised him and other moderators independently. Again, he said he didn't speak to Netta as a group. This was just him by himself. And Netta said that every 45 days, yes, I believe, every 45 days, that Netta would send him $90, that he would cash app him $90, and that all of the people on the team, which would be the moderators being included, that they would all make money with Netta, right? So they would do these team meetings. these team meetings, and in these team meetings, it would be conversations with Netta and the moderators. And Netta was basically coaching the moderators to go after the people in the chat, to go after the people and defend. Oh, okay. We good, y'all. We good, y'all. We good, y'all. About to say, you don't want this your money. So it was saying how they were being encouraged to like go after the people in the chat, to combat Netta. Did he get paid at all? No, not at all. Okay, not a quota. Not a quota.
Hi, you.
Okay, I'm just gonna say you call me. Okay. You call me. Okay, he's coming out. Yeah, so he, every 45 days, they were supposed to get a check, and he's been following me.
Incoming call.
Here we go. I don't want to say his number. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, no, you're fine. Welcome to the show,
sorry
Maine.
about that.
No problem. Welcome to the show. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, chat, can y'all hear Maine? Can y'all hear him? I want to make sure y'all can hear him. So welcome to the show. I appreciate you coming through. You are, or were, so are you still a moderator for Netta, or are you done? Are you like, or is your wrench gone? Hello? If you're talking, man, I can't hear you. Let me try to call him back. It could be his Wi-Fi, because my Wi-Fi is booming. My Wi-Fi is booming. Yeah, because I forgot to ask that. It's like, are you still a moderator? Or did Netta give you the boot?
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so I think it's probably if you were standing or moving at all, if you could just like pick a good spot, and because so that such a connection can stay stable. Okay, perfect. So are you still a moderator for Netta, or are you an ex-moderator? Like, is your wrench gone?
It's over with. Done.
Done is in you contacted him and he took the wrench, or you're just not moderating anymore?
Not moderating anymore.
Okay, so you're just done with moderating. So let's start from the beginning. How long had you been following Netta and Charles? Like, when did you first find out who they were and whatnot? How did that start?
I'm sorry?
When did you first come into like contact with Netta and Charles? Like when you first like seen them on like social media or YouTube or TikTok or Facebook? How long have you been following them?
Well, I knew of Netta probably around maybe 2009, 2010 before the surgery. But didn't start engaging until maybe about 2 years ago.
Yeah. So before the BBL, you were the Bat BL. You knew who he was.
Yeah.
Okay. And how do you think the Bat BBL looked?
After or before?
After.
After, I mean, horrible.
Horrible.
I'm not gonna lie.
I would agree. Does it give bat wing, or does it give more just like chicken wing?
I wouldn't even say chicken wing. Like raccoon wings or some shit.
Raccoon. I'm with you.
Like it's bad.
Yeah, very so much. So
I think saying chicken wing is too good.
Correct. Chicken wing too good. So when you first started following, what made you like them? What made you like? Did you think he was funny, or like what was it?
I'm sorry?
What made you like Netta? Was it because he was funny, or you liked the skits? Like what made you follow?
Yeah, just the weather skits. This was 2009, 2010. You know, before, you know, the quote unquote massive success, if that makes sense. This she says, which is not massive success, but by any means.
Correct. Absolutely. Okay, so I can see that. I can see that. So then you start following and you start seeing these things and you come over on YouTube as well. You start following over here too. How did you get a wrench on YouTube?
I'm sorry, repeat that?
How did you get a wrench when you came over to YouTube?
What do you mean, wrench?
A wrench like a moderator, like you're blue over on YouTube in the
Just
chat.
commenting a lot on Facebook and TikTok.
Comment.
Mainly Facebook though.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, I'm not gonna lie, I was a believer,
Mm-hmm.
and sad to say, but
A believer in what?
all the people that she talks about on her lives.
A believer in what?
I'm sorry.
A believer in what?
A believer in what I thought successful YouTube. I'm not even trying to make her head sound like she's even more bigger than she is, but at the time I just thought that maybe this is something that I would want to be a part of, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that. So when you became a part of it, you believed, you liked Netta, you was following, you became a moderator and whatnot. Do you feel that you became a moderator because you just chatted in the chat, or because you were defend Netta?
Oh, it took some weeks and maybe even months, to even get, I guess him to acknowledge me,
Mm-hmm.
as an individual. But once that happened, I was very excited to be a part of the team.
Yeah.
What I thought was a team was supposed to operate like, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And just because I was on that team didn't automatically make me a moderator immediately.
Yeah.
It still took time. It's almost like she, what's the word? She puts precedence, or he puts precedence on the people that kind of kiss his ass.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So then he's definitely like migrating to the people that kind of like bow to him, if you will.
Yeah.
So you
Literally.
speak of
Down
the
is the
team.
best word that I would say.
So this team, did you have team meetings and all that good stuff?
Yeah, well, the team meetings, how you can go on like a conference call, conferencecall.com and stuff, that's how he would organize those team calls, as he says. And mainly it's just, it could be an hour, maybe even 2 hours of him just talking about him, and he might just ask for ideas, but a lot of times he'll shoot people down and weeks and months later turn around and act like he came up with those ideas himself.
Okay, so in these team meetings, you would try to offer advice or enlist an opinion, which was requested. Did Netta want opinions from y'all in the team meeting?
Yeah, but if it wasn't something that he thought was acceptable, he kind of would, what's the word? Put that idea down, to say the least, and then maybe turn around and do that exact same thing weeks or months later, but just repurpose it as something that he thought of.
So he would basically listen to part of y'all idea and get the gist of what you're about to say, and then kind of just like shut you down, but then use that same idea later?
Yes.
Ugh. Did he use any of your ideas?
To be honest, I'd be lying if I said he did. He might have incorporated something, here and there, but I don't really have an example, that I could say right now, if that makes sense.
Yeah. In the team meetings, was there any like scorning or anybody getting like kind of like reprimanded for anything?
My main thing, if you want to use the word reprimand, if any of us were basically defending Charles too much, and didn't include him, as in Joseph, in the defense, it was almost as if we were the enemy.
Wait a minute. So if y'all were defending Charles, which is his son / Nigga, that's the problem?
he wanted, if you defend Charles, you would have to add Joseph in there. And if you don't, it's almost like you're a threat. Or like, he thinks that maybe you might want Charles or something. And it's definitely not the case.
All in the defense, though?
Well, a few of us genuinely thought that Netta or Joseph is in fear of Charles branching off and doing his own thing one day because he knows Charles would be more successful than Joseph ever would because he has more realness and just don't lie just to lie like Joseph does.
So you think that it's more so of him trying to keep Charles up under his wing, like I'm the lead, you can defend him, but not too much, put my name in it. This is about me.
Yes.
And you think that fear derives from Netta feeling that Charles will be more successful alone?
Yes.
Okay. I can definitely see that.
That's why he, if ever he chats with somebody or has any type of conversation, or if you notice on some of the lives, his phone goes off or something and she's jumping in his face or trying to figure out who's texting him, it's even worse when the live isn't on. 10,000 times worse.
So what do you mean by that?
What do you mean by Charles off if he was speaking on any of the team calls?
Okay.
As if like he was a child.
Okay, so during these team calls, when Charles tries to add input, she like downs him?
Or gets him to just shut the fuck up altogether. Excuse my French.
Oh. Do they argue in these team meetings?
I wouldn't say argue. I think that's pushing it. I don't want to push it. Okay. But they definitely had a few spats. But I guess if they had those spats on those conference calls, I could only imagine, when the conference calls are off, what happens.
Yeah. So it's like you're just reimagining what's happening if you see this, like I can only imagine, it's probably 10 times worse, when no one's around.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like if Charles ever tries to stand up for himself, even the slightest, Joseph, I think he gets a kick out of pushing him down.
So you feel that Netta enjoys downing Charles?
Right.
Okay.
100%. I'm not the only one that thinks that.
Yeah. So you said earlier when we spoke that there was some separation of people on the team that were no longer with y'all. Were there any conversations about choosing sides, like if you speak to set person, ... anything like that?
Yeah, like when I first got on the team before I was even a moderator, it was several different situations to where, individuals may not have saw eye to eye with Joseph, and, Joseph would down talk them on the phone once, she's out of all chats and out of all calls, has no correspondence. And, if you make contact or he sees you make contact with him, it's either you fuck with him or you fuck with the boss, in Joseph's words.
And these are people that were just no longer associated. Was there a reason of them no longer being associated, or?
They're not seen eye to eye, or maybe they were defending Charles too much, or, it's so many different reasons, or maybe just blatantly got lied to on so many different occasions about X, Y, Z.
Yeah. So.
But if you stood up for yourself and tried to stand up to Joseph, Joseph don't like that.
So did you feel that there was times where you wanted to speak and say something but couldn't?
The people that did say something or try to correct Joseph, usually they wouldn't be around too much longer. Joseph wants a lot of yes women and yes men.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like you were like that prior to like noticing? Because sometimes you have to, in order to know something, you have to experience it, right? So there's probably plenty of people that could have.
I feel like that. I just feel like I was at one point Joseph couldn't do no wrong.
Oh, okay.
I did. I genuinely felt like that.
Yeah. So you ain't like me?
I'm sorry?
You didn't like me? We had beef?
I don't get what you're saying. I'm sorry.
So people that dislike Joseph, do y'all like not with those people?
Well, when I was a mod, no. And Joseph, if Joseph found out or anything of that nature, if he didn't bash you and take you off, he was gonna keep bashing you until he felt like that time has passed, or maybe something else happens and the attention got off that one person and goes on to the next.
Yeah.
But if he thinks it was a complete betrayal, everybody was told to don't act like that person don't exist.
Yeah. Did he ever speak of any other content creators, like of the ops, like any? Is there any one specific that he would bring up, like that he really didn't like, or anything like that, or wanted y'all to go attack or anything?
Your page, it's another page. Hold on, let me see if I could find it real quick.
Because he had a hit list for y'all, basically, like a hit list of pages that y'all were supposed to be going after, and I made the cut. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean, it's even been occasions to where, you would be praised if you came up with ideas on making new pages to try to comment as if you were somebody else.
Mm-hmm. So any of those troll pages of the, because there was a troll page of Miss Netta and Charles that would come in here, would that be moderators?
That could be with somebody on her new team. That other page is that Let's Keep It Real page, your page, and I think it's this other. I can't find it. If I find it, I'll let you know. But your two pages specifically, like, fuck being an op. She hates them. She really does. I'm sorry.
Wow.
And anything that he can do to get those pages stricken down, he will try to. Different people making different accounts, but Joseph's not smart at all. Sometimes when he'll make different accounts, when you do all of that on the same IP address, those accounts are not getting took down.
Yeah. Wow.
I.e. like yours, for harassment.
Mm-hmm.
Your page is not getting took down. They see that she's making those fake spam pages off the same IP address on the same Android phone.
So Netta is making.
No offense to Android users.
So Netta making troll pages himself.
Yeah.
He's making them himself as well.
You said what himself?
I said, so is Joe making troll pages himself as well, or just sending the mods to do it?
Yes. He wants mods to do it too. Mm-hmm. Charles got fed up with it. I think that's one of the arguments they got into, because she expected Charles to be, operating several different pages while he supposedly is in the room playing the game all the time. He got a laptop, he got a cell phone, different accounts.
Yeah.
Trying to make it seem like it's more people on Joseph's side. But the whole time, these people are fake. These accounts are fake.
So a lot of the comments inside of Joe's chat that are kind and respectful, a lot of times are trolls and whatnot of moderator pages coming in saying these things. And Charles.
Generally, I would say about a good 80 to 90% of anybody that you may see promoting or saying good shit about Netta, pay attention to the usernames and the way that they type their sentences. Mm-hmm. You'll be able to easily see, like with Joseph, Joseph can't read or write. You could tell if it's him the way that he types in the comments. You can tell.
Wow.
Just pay attention.
So it's just that it's a lot of like hooked on phonics type of writing.
Yep. Okay. Or a lot of misspellings or something like that, Or you could even the forced comments, that seem like this comment is off the wall, like this can't be real. It's probably not real, and it's probably, if not Joseph or Charles, a member of this new team, which I'm sure will be going in the next couple of weeks too, and she'll have to rebuild it again.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So with Netta, when you were moderating, did you have to do specific things for Charles, or was it just Netta that wanted things done?
It was mainly just Netta. If Charles got involved with anything, it's like if you deal with Charles or have to deal with Charles, it's like if Netta doesn't know, or it's something that Charles is trying to do, and it's, generally something Charles trying to do and Netta don't know, he damn near would think he's probably trying to F on him. And when I say him, I mean Charles.
Wow. Did Netta accuse any of the people in the team of trying to sleep with Charles?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Did Netta accuse anyone on the team of sleeping with Charles? Or trying to sleep with Charles?
She alluded to it a couple of times, as if somebody wanted Charles, and trying to, I guess, relate it to some type of, I guess it was a Tasha K situation or something, or one of those ladies or something that hit Charles up, and talking about if you Joseph said if you want to get your page struck down or your video struck down like them, stop talking to Charles basically without his permission. She don't like anybody dealing with Charles at all.
Wow. Do you think that's why he wasn't involved in a lot of the team meetings? Just some?
Yeah, I do. He may have been on the call, but I think he got tired of I guess, being talked down to, in front of people, because these calls may have 15, 20, 25 people on it.
Yeah. So it's all the moderators then?
Yeah. When she did a call with everybody. She might have had some select calls with closer people that, that she thinks is loyal to her, but she's probably going to cross them too at some point. That's what I said. I think if this has been going on with me, I know that she's probably rotated teams for a while now.
Yeah. So when you did get your wrench, or you became a moderator for her or his channel, you stated that there was compensation that you were supposed to get. What did that detail?
That was basically $90 every 45 days to help moderate and defend Joseph. And it would be times to where if you're defending Charles, it's like you're doing something wrong. Mm-hmm. But it's supposed to be Netta and Charles official.
Yeah.
Well, why is it that you're talking down on not just me but others that try to defend Charles? And what'll happen is Netta will insinuate a way to defend Charles, adding Netta into that defense. So if you defend Charles, Netta has to be in that sentence. Otherwise, it's still fuck you. Excuse me.
Wow. So you literally have to, if you speak of Charles at all, Netta has to pretty much be following, like that name has to be following, otherwise it's a problem.
100%.
Wow. So when he stated that he was going to pay you, and did you ever reach out to Netta about giving you your what was due, your $90?
Yeah, the first time she was saying something about us changing bank accounts because something happened, so something got overdrafted or something of that nature with something with Charles and Netta, Joseph's, joint account. And when it gets fixed, she would make sure that I'm taken care of. I brought it up another time, and he danced around it to the point to where I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm going to give this some time and really see if you think I'm a dumbass or not. And he really thought I was a dumbass. He never paid. And when it got to 90 days, and it's like, every 45 days, it's supposed to be about $90. When it got to that point to where we're at $180, and, you're acting like I don't exist, that's where you fucked up at. And I can't imagine, everybody, nobody's perfect. People have financial troubles all the time. So the first excuse about, accounts being messed up or something about being overdrawn and, them switching accounts, I genuinely believed it, because, again, this is the same person that's supposed to be making $15,000, $30,000 a month, supposedly. When he says these things, all he does is he even say on the conference call, go type the net worth in, and if you see it's something wrong, or send it to him, or try to submit a correction. Some of them pages, he manipulated them to say that Netta makes $600,000 a year. You can go check it out yourself, or anybody that's on this live just listening.
Oh,
Go
hold on
check it
one
out
second.
yourself.
Hold on one second. His Cash App is $DMONEYJ00. Moderators, can y'all keep dropping that for me? Please, because I'm definitely sending him Cash App, because real, this is tea. $DMONEYJ00. Okay, and shout out to my boo, Miss Live in here. Love you, girl. Yeah, so I'm sorry to have to cut you off, man. I just want to make sure that I got your Cash App out there. And please hit the like. Please hit the like. Over 700 people in the building. 200 likes, almost 300 likes. Thank y'all so much. But please keep double tapping that screen. Double tap, double tap, double tap, double tap. And again, we have Maine in the house. He is a moderator of the Miss Netta and Charles channel. Okay, Miss Netta channel. So yeah, he is here. So when the 90 days passed, you said you reached out. He said that there was overdraft fees and all of that. Did you ever reach out after that, or just one time about your compensation?
No, that's when I left completely. I didn't want to be contacted. Like block everything, emails, change phone numbers, the whole nine. And that literally Joseph turned into the person that he talks to, the people he talks shit about every day on the live. He turned into that, and it's worse. It's like he let that remix get to his head.
What remix?
That remix song with Rasta Ray.
Did he talk about the other song, Growing?
I'm sorry?
Did he talk about his other song, Growing?
He said briefly, because he tried to make it seem like that didn't go the way he wanted to do because it was a different producer. But that was a lie because they were both in the same label.
Mm-hmm. No, it's because he ugly is the reason why the song did what it was supposed to do. So there was a scam. I'm not going to say scam. Maybe I shouldn't say that. On his birthday, there was a giveaway. What happened with that? Did the person, he said on his birthday he was giving away some money. And I hear through the grapevine, and you being part of that grapevine, is that he gave the money or split the money with the moderator?
He developed, let's take it a couple weeks back.
Okay.
He started talking about that a couple weeks back. He was talking about his birthday plans on Charles's birthday. You know, if that makes sense. Like, that's how much, he didn't give a fuck about Charles' birthday. It was all about what was going on for Netta's birthday. So he already had this plan, but what we didn't know, and later found out, was not only the fact that one of the upper mods, meaning the people that really kissed Joe's ass, got the money, but Joseph owed her money anyway. So not only did they wind up, did he wind up taking care of him, but Joseph took the other half.
Hold on. So the moderator, the upper moderator, which is the one you feel that kind of kisses Netta's arse often, had borrowed Netta some money?
Yes.
How much?
I don't know the exact amount.
Okay.
But
So
she's definitely 100% owed the money. So it's just like now you tried to think that he was going to be able to get by without people peeping the fact that this was a mod that won the money. Then when people spilled it and it came out that it was a mod that won the money, I didn't know. No, fuck that. You knew that a couple weeks ago. That's what you was gonna do.
Okay, so you said that Netta kept the other half.
Why you give away for Charles' birthday? She wasn't trying to split no money with
At
Charles.
all. So when you said that Netta gave the money to the mod, but owed that mod and took the other half. What do you mean by took the other half?
Basically, the money that was quote unquote supposed to be given, he told everybody that it was all going to go to one person.
Mm-hmm.
He neglected to say on any live that, hey, I'm taking part of this money for me.
Why did he get a cut at all?
That was his plan. I think because he's greedy.
Wow.
Because there are people that do donate to Netta's Cash App. There are. those bad people, anybody that does, I would encourage y'all to report that shit or dispute those charges now. It's all a scam.
So, okay. Netta was saying for weeks that he wanted to put some money together and give it away. Well, he was saying it, like you said, before Charles's birthday. Because Charles's birthday's first. And he was saying how he wanted to put some money together and do a giveaway on his birthday. So that money, all of it was supposed to go to one specific person. And he said it was going to be basically like by random, pretty much. And it ends up that money that is raised, which was raised due to Netta telling people to donate to the Cash App, and the money that was brought in was going to be given away to a random person. He then takes that money that was raised and splits it with one of his senior mods that he already owed money.
Correct. Yes.
Shut your mouth and keep on talking. So, how did you know that the mod owed, or that the mod had been owed by Joe?
I'm sorry, say that again?
How did you know that Joe was in rears with that mod, like owed that mod money?
On one of the calls, she blurted it. She said something about that money I owed you. Take it out of that. And then she tried to hurry up and fix what she said. We all caught that.
So the moderator was stating that to Netta?
Yeah, it was on call. And Netta blurted it. You know how he be blurting shit out without thinking what the fuck he's saying. He thinking he's trying to be slick and then tried to change it up. No, bitch, we heard what you said.
What made you open your eyes to what was going on in that situation? Did you notice after, in the meeting, or did you know prior that Joe was going to keep part of the money for himself?
I thought it was something to it, but I knew it was something to it at that point. So that, on top of the fact that, he already owed me money, I didn't want to be a part of no circus, because that's what the fuck it is, a circus.
Wow. You're not the only moderator that is owed money, so there are other moderators that feel away. Do you think that they'll say anything or just keep moderating?
I think that they will when they feel like their time is right to do so. But I know for a fact it's a good 5 or 6 of them that are almost at the edge to jump. So.
So Netta didn't tell y'all to attack people in the chat, but do you feel like it was encouraged?
Encouraged to do what?
To go after the naysayers in the chat that would come in and say negative things.
Yeah, and if you came up with ways to make different accounts to, defend Netta or Netta and Charles, not just Charles, you got praised by Netta for weeks. And if you were a moderator that only was responding off of one page, Joseph would constantly, well, you could have did this like this person did. And they were on their phone, they were on their laptop, the same way how Charles used, I think maybe he might still do it, maybe he doesn't. I think that's a part of the reason why they get into it so much. Charles is done getting manipulated from Netta. I think Netta knows that her time with Charles is running out.
You think they're close to a breakup?
Total separation. There will be no Netta and Charles.
Mm-hmm. Well, the money's low. If you're saying that,
I think Charles wants that.
The money's low, so that's a problem.
Yeah, because they're not making $15,000, $30,000 a month.
Yeah.
If you got overdraft problems, what I'm saying?
Right. That's what I'm saying. If you're saying overdraft and you got to put this account with this account and switch this money over to this and that, but you online talking about some, you got money, you opening up your little pocketbook showing the little, few dollars, that you got in it, it shouldn't be a problem for you to pay your moderators if you stated that you were going to pay them. What's the issue? What's the problem?
Yeah. I didn't think it would be an issue, especially because he made himself feel better because he called them donations.
Yeah. So with the rapper, I forget her name. Her name escapes me on the remix of "Charge Your Lunch Is Ready." What's her name?
What'd you say?
The female rapper on "Charge Your Lunch Is Ready." What's her name?
Rasta Way.
Rasta Ray. You said there's issue there, that they have a problem.
They're not fucking with Netta. Rasta not fucking with Netta the way that the public thinks,
Mm-hmm.
because they've had their own misunderstanding.
Mm.
You might have seen them together the last couple of weeks. Their relationship is not how it was the day before they shot that video.
Mm.
That's a fact.
So what's
Because Jonetta would insinuate
what's the tea?
publicly that she put Rasta Ray on when Rasta Ray was already an artist, and had an established, had music way before Joseph ever started making music.
Yeah.
But Joseph would try to insinuate that the only reason why people know who Rasta Ray is because of him.
Yeah.
No, that's not true.
Wow.
And you can tell based off the relationship.
So.
And if you go back to one of the lives, Joseph mentioned Rasta being and growing. I think he mentioned it twice. Rasta wasn't growing. They didn't make no cameo or nothing. Go look back at the lives if y'all want that proof.
Mm-hmm.
But he definitely, I would say watch the video, but that's putting more money in his pocket.
So you feel that the issue still is there with Rasta feeling some type of way about Joe trying to make it seem like he put Rasta on the map, although Rasta had been rapping long before that frog and that bat ever came into her life.
Yes.
Mm. Wow. So I would agree with you because Netta's hair is a mess right now. And Rasta was the one that was retwisting those 3-4 dreads that Netta got on top of his head. Hi, Miss Hillary. Those 3-4 dreads that he got on top of his head. And right now they ratchet. They look a mess. I mean, normally they back here looking a mess, but they really back there looking a mess. So it does give maybe the relationship has changed between Netta and Rasta. Because we like Rasta. We team Rasta over here. Okay. But we don't like Netta. We don't like Netta at all. You also
the real reason why he ain't trying to really do his hair,
Mm-hmm.
this is based off of facts.
Because it's
Joe
gross.
was trying to get some extra money from Social Security, which is why he was doing those sleep studies and all of that, because he's trying to get epilepsy money from them to raise that money. And all the while he's trying to do that, got clocked because he never reported those thumper chats, Facebook, YouTube as income. And I bet my last team.
Oh my
still
God!
responded to Social Security.
For epilepsy?
Yes.
That fly got epilepsy?
That's why he's doing sleep studies and shit. He talked about that on one of the calls too.
Oh my word! So he was over there doing the sleep treatment because he want to have epilepsy.
He was trying to get more money from Social Security.
Oh my God! I'm calling SSI.
Back at his ass because they found out he was never reporting those earnings, and gave him, I think, 90 days or 100 days or something. She was talking to Charles about it in the background on one of the calls. She ain't responding to them people.
They do not get
She's
bugs.
trying to get the fuck out
SSI.
of Dodge right now and get the fuck out of Alabama.
Wait a minute. So Netta is already on SSI?
Yes.
I'm not laughing at Netta being on SSI. I'm laughing because Netta make it seem like he got so much money. Like, if you got so much money, like, why do you have Social Security?
Yeah, she thought she was gonna be able to make that shit with Charles not working. The whole time Charles needs to work because her scam failed.
So Netta has been doing sleep.
She dead plans on trying to up her Social Security money. Shit not working. They weren't going for that shit.
Wow.
She better hope if they don't run back that clock the last year she's been on it to make her pay that shit back for lying.
So Netta, I'm sorry, you're making me laugh. So Netta was doing the sleep studies and whatnot to prove epilepsy, or to prove that
trying to establish a case for it.
Why do
he get more money at the end of the day?
Wow.
Why you think he ain't got that head down again? He been seeing different doctors and all sorts of shit trying to make something pop off. Nothing's working.
So, is he trying to do this because he don't want? Because the money is drying, so he's trying to get more out of Social Security to make up for what he's not making on social media?
Yes.
Shut your mouth and keep on
talking. He thought he was going to get some fucking back pay when they going to back pay his ass.
He's trying to get back pay?
By making him old.
Well, don't you get back pay? Okay, so the back pay works is when you start applying for it, I'm assuming, because I don't know exactly, but I've heard of this. So the back pay
but if he gets diagnosed with epilepsy, he could try to backdate that shit from when he started getting Social Security the first time, and they would be happy to pay that.
Oh.
Look where he's at now.
So he's trying to say that he had epilepsy for a while, and they didn't catch.
He ain't gonna have no income for a few months because of it.
So he's trying to say that he had epilepsy this whole time and they didn't see it when he first applied. So you give me back pay from when I first applied for it, because I tried to tell y'all then I had epilepsy and y'all ain't listen to me.
Yep, because I heard, yep.
Yep. I like this type of mess. So you spoke of the trailer. You said 35 days or 25 or something like that to vacate or something like that?
That's not his family's land. They will be gone 35, 40 days max. They will be gone. When you see a background change on Joseph's lives, understand that that's because they're out of the trailer.
So they're not moving?
I'm going to see my auntie, that's grandma, sister, all that shit. He ain't trying to help that lady. He needs that lady. And I don't know what I'm about to say. I don't know for sure. But if Joseph's operating like this, 10 times out of 10, he's probably trying to be the payee of that lady.
So you feel like, okay, so let me put this in layman terms for everybody. So Joe was going live, Netta heard, this a couple months back, and he was stating that he was thinking about moving to St. Louis, where his aunt lives. And he says that she needs assistance and whatnot, and there's really nobody around to help her out. So he was stating that he and Charles may move down there to St. Louis to look after her, and take care of her. So now, this moderator, Maine, is stating that that's not true. What is actually happening is they got to get on about that trailer. So they're moving, stating that they're leaving to go to St. Louis because they don't have a choice. Not because they just want to go down there and help her. It's like, no, y'all don't have a choice. Like, y'all have to go because y'all have to allegedly get out of the trailer. Crazy work.
And if y'all don't believe it, just pay attention. The few of y'all that may be listening, that sees those lives, when that background changes on that live, you're going to know what time it is. That's all I got to say.
So do they have to get out of the trailer or off the land?
Gone completely. It's all the creditors and all of that shit that's reaching out to them too. Charles' car, all that shit.
For repo?
I can't confirm if it's not repo. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna sit up here and say that, but they definitely have some issues making that monthly payment. A lot of times on the conference calls, you can hear them going back. Sometimes Netta thinks she'll put it on mute, or thinks that Charles might have put it on mute being in the other room, and it didn't happen. So you'll hear certain shit, and it's like, damn, what the fuck?
Like during the meetings?
Yeah. During the team's call, or quote-unquote team.
Oh, I like that. I like
Why
that.
you think Charles's mannerisms towards Netta is the way it is? He barely be wanting to say anything.
Well, Charles just went live and stated that his credit score was 700 when he and Netta first got together, and now it's around a 200.
Yeah, all right. If Charles shit is 700, then they're gonna be on that land. They'll be there in that trailer till 2026.
Well, he stated that it's 200 now. He said it's way less. He said it was around 700, and now it's 200.
Okay.
And I believe him. It
Yeah, I
gets
believe
that.
it now.
It does. How do you think that Netta is doing these like little trips and stuff that they do if they are in not financial ruin but need money?
The people that send him money, between that, Robin Peter to pay Paul. I don't know if anybody's heard that term before.
Yeah, I definitely heard it. Paying one credit card with the next credit card.
To the point to where she'll fuck around and just to have money in her account, fucking send a water bill check and a real check to the electric people and send the electric people the check for the water people and then try to negotiate payment arrangements off of that. This bitch crazy.
Wow.
She does anything to keep money in her pocket until she knows she's getting some money later. But she made $15,000 a month though.
Well, I mean, I saw the live where she was about to leave and she was telling Charles that she had to go to the bank because she had to switch money from Cash App. So I'm like, well, why would you have to do that? Like, unless you need it. But you said that you have money, so Cash App should be the last account you're touching when you say you have all this money. So something wasn't right. That didn't add up. Her stating, "Oh, I'm."
It wasn't, and you saw that for yourself without me even saying anything. You know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is read into what the fuck Joseph be saying on these lives, and everything that's being said will make sense.
Wow. Do you think Joe is keeping Charles there right now because he needs him, like financially? Because Charles' credit cards and stuff like that is what's really being used. Netta's credit is, I don't know exactly where it is right now, but when I had seen it,
Netta's credit is decimated.
It's bad.
Netta has no credit.
Yeah.
But on all these fake network pages, y'all can just listen to the live and Google right now. How the hell you $300,000 a year, you make $30,000 a month because all these mods and Joseph himself will be pushing these inquiries in to update these pages to reflect that shit, making it seem like she got it so she could try to get small businesses to pay her bookings. Please.
Did he ever request any money from the team? Like during these team meetings, was there any thing he was having y'all fund or trying to fund?
I'll give it to him with this. He never asked, but he always said, donations were welcome, to the point of if anybody got any food stamp money, we'll work something out. But he never asked. He just always offered, hey, do anybody have this? Do anybody have that? We'll look out for you later.
Did you say something about food stamps?
Yep, I said food stamps. That's what Joseph said. Also, if anybody had extra, if they wanted to donate. He loves using that word donate.
Joe asked his moderators if they have extra food stamps to donate the food stamps.
Saying that they're a team, the team is like a family, so we should operate as, he's saying that they should operate as such. I can't be a part of that circus.
Oh, he was trying to turn y'all to a cult. How do you send food stamps?
It beats the fuck out of me.
Wow.
Maybe send a card in the mail?
That's like ultra ghetto. That's illegal though, right?
I think so.
Pretty sure that's illegal. It's supposed to go to the household. I would know, I don't get them. But wow, so he wanted donations so bad that he wouldn't even accept food stamps.
I'm sorry?
I said, so he wanted donations that bad that he was even willing to accept food stamps?
He was casually threw it in the conference call.
Was that for like preparing the dinners and stuff he made?
What'd you say?
For like the skits, when he makes food?
He would say, so that if any moderators came in town or something like that, that he could cook. He would be he open his home up to cook for them. The home that he still tried to lie to us and say wasn't a trailer, which it is.
Wait a minute. So was he sending like individual invitations or like as a group that the moderators could come and he would like host?
He would just say it on the phone. It wouldn't be anything formal.
Mm-hmm. Wow. What made you change your mind about Joe? Was it the not getting paid, or were you already feeling some type of way?
If it's been 90 days and you can't come through, with a funky $180 that you offered that, I didn't ask for,
Mm-hmm.
what else is you lying about? That's what really did it for me. And I just kind of ghosted them.
If you could speak to Joe right now, what would you say?
Everything that he's doing is going to come back to him, so he needs to fix this shit.
Thank you, Yapa, for the super.
I'm sorry.
No, you good. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Not for me, not for payment, but the fact that to hopefully save his soul, because he's literally selling his soul, getting over like this. So that's what it is at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Behind all of that, Netta, sitting up there with the little Jesus cartoon on the live. We all, all of us fall short, but he still got time to redeem himself. But at this point, I feel like it's the only person that could probably come out maybe even better is Charles, and Netta knows that. That's why she's trying to keep Charles by the cuff.
Wow. So you feel like Netta knows that without Charles, there's no show?
What'd you say?
Without Charles, there's no show.
What'd you say?
Without Charles, she doesn't have a show. Like, she needs him.
Yeah, that Joseph needs Charles.
Yeah. But Charles, it seems as if y'all overall, everybody liked Charles. Like, he doesn't seem to be an issue.
Charles is more realistic.
Mm-hmm. So you still
He's more realistic.
Will you still support Charles? Although, Netta, because Netta made the agreement with you, not Charles. So would you still support him in his channel?
What did you say?
Would you still support Charles and Charles's channel? Because your issue seems to be with Netta. So would you still support Charles?
If Charles did his own thing, and maybe one day we chop it up, I believe I would support Charles. And believe it or not, I feel like the majority of Joseph's naysayers would probably support Charles too, because he's just more real than Netta will ever be.
Yeah.
And Netta knows that. And Netta knows that Charles ever branches off, it is a chance that Charles could potentially be bigger and better than Joseph ever would.
Wow. What would you say to your other fellow moderators, the ones that want their compensation, that were promised their compensation too? Because if he promised it to you, it's a high probability he promised it to everybody. So, or a deal as such as yours. What would you say to them? Would you encourage them to speak out, or would you encourage them to say something to him?
What would I say to who?
The fellow moderators that didn't get paid as well.
Huh?
The moderators that didn't get paid as well, the mods.
I would tell them to jump ship now. I mean, some of them already know how I feel, but the ones that I may not know as well, that Joseph got them wrapped up around his finger. Jump while you still can, or before you be in a situation to where you're owed money and you gotta wait for Joe to have a fake game show just to get your money back.
What? Are you talking about the giveaway?
Yeah, that giveaway, a little giveaway.
Crazy work. Crazy work. I'm still confused in how he got a cut of that at all. And he also, you could tell that he was lying about that too, because it just so happened to be the moderator that you owe money, winning the money. You did that. He tried to kill two birds with one stone. He tried to pay back that person and get a cut out of it as well. Because it doesn't sound like he owed anybody else any money. Just that moderator.
That's exactly what happened.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Crazy work. Insane. So Joe is now your enemy.
Joe knows what goes on these pages. Joe probably watching this live right now.
Oh, Joe, he here. Oh, he's definitely here for a fact. And we don't care. So if you're done moderating for Joe and done moderating for Charles, or well, could do more so of you moderating for him, do you feel like Charles has his own channel, or that Netta's controlling that channel too? The Charles, your lunch is ready. Is that him independent, or is that like Netta?
Repeat that one more time. It kind of is a little choppy.
Yeah, no problem. The Charles, your lunch is ready. His channel, Charles's channel, is he running that channel, or is Netta running it?
Netta's running that channel, but she made that page. It's on Charles's phone.
Mm-hmm.
She made that though.
Yeah. Has Charles ever tried to speak to any of you all in private?
Yeah, whenever Charles would try to speak on these team calls, Netta would just kind of shut him down, like as if his words don't matter. And I think after so long, I think he might have just gave up.
Mm-hmm. Like I
because
frustrated.
you're already living with this 84-year-old man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all 50 years apart in age. And your livelihood is now based off of any ill-gotten gains that Joseph can get because he's not working.
Yeah.
And Charles knows that he needs to figure something out fast. He knows it. I know he knows it.
Did you hear anything about Joe having a child?
I'm sorry?
Did you hear anything about Joe having a child?
Yeah, I did. But I don't know if that's true.
Mm-hmm. Did they ever speak anything of a child or anything?
Maybe one time on a team's call, but Joe tried to sweep. You know what? Now that I think about it, the way he tried to sweep that under the rug fast and go through that subject, maybe it could have been. I mean, he really just tried to not even give that any type of airplay on that call. Now that I'm thinking about it, and this is maybe 3-4 months ago.
Mm-hmm. So what did the conversation detail?
One of the mods brought it up, and Joe just tried to sweep it under the rug, literally tried to change topics for the conversation. And now that you asked, I didn't even think about it since you asked, and he did do that kind of quick. So it may be something to that. I just don't know. I'm not going to be, saying anything that I don't think is true or not.
Yeah, as you should. Yeah.
Just giving my opinion.
Mm-hmm. But you don't believe that there's a child?
Well, going back to that call, the way he swept it under the rug, maybe it might be something. I can't sit up here and say 100% he has a child. I'm not going to do that because I don't know for 100%.
Yeah.
If he does, he ought to be ashamed of himself, though.
Yeah, he should. Spreading that DNA around at all should be ashamed. Ugh. So with this aunt, do you know anything about the aunt in St. Louis?
Outside of what I told you, and that's technically not his auntie. That's his great auntie. That's his grandma, baby sister.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, I really don't. But I know that motherfuckers will be out that trailer soon.
Has there been any conversations in the team meetings about moving or anything?
No, If he did or had any, I wasn't a part of them.
Mm-hmm. Weird. So you think the move is him going down there trying to be the great aunt's payee because she doesn't have anybody there to take care of her?
Yeah, it's a financial thing with that. Outside of him not bringing it up on the call, he talked about it, with Charles, in the background, and it just didn't seem like it was legit. I really do think that move is for financial purposes. Outside the fact that, the money is running extremely low.
Yeah. Crazy work. I think that is that, and I think it's a control factor, because if no one is there, if no one's there to help her out, and whatnot, then I feel like Joe feels like he can take over. I go down there and it's my house now, type of situation.
I mean, we gotta look at him. You almost a senior citizen age. You don't really have anything to your name for real. Besides this fake persona, Miss Netta.
Yeah.
That has to make him sick at night.
100%.
That has to make him sick. And the fact that Charles is so younger, Charles does have a chance to not only redeem himself, but come out swinging and winning.
Yeah.
Netta don't want that.
Well, I think that's the fear. Do you think that's the fear as well? Netta doesn't want Charles speaking to anyone at all whatsoever to hold Charles back.
Say it again.
I think that Netta holds Charles back deliberately, trying to control the conversations and the people that he deals with, because she's fearful of him leaving.
Yes, 100%. Especially if there's, a nice female, that comes into a real female, let me just be specific, and specifically a black female, which is the reason she doesn't like black women, comes in there and sweeps him off his feet, and he gets a job, and he still has a social media following that's going to follow him life after Netta, they're going to eat that shit up.
Yeah. Oh, immediately. If Charles separated from him at all, if Charles separated from Netta at all and did a live stick, it would excel. It would be successful right out the gate.
I believe it, 100%. And if you don't have an amazing following off the bat, because you're gonna have all of anybody that don't fuck with Netta seeing that this is real with Charles, and once they see it's real, he's back working, he's living his life, and he's actually happy. That's gonna get to the point where Joseph goes live. There's only 10 people on there, and 5 of them gonna be his fake accounts.
Yeah, it's a fake account here right now, I guess, saying, "Oh, you're gonna be sad when your channel is gone." Oh, okay.
What did they say?
You're gonna be sad when your channel is gone. They talk about me. Oh, I'm scared.
Wait, they said what? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
All of the lying. They said that you're just doing so much lying, and the channel's gonna be gone because you're just up here doing so much lying.
Alright. Yep, that's somebody on the team, or that's Joseph himself.
Oh no, that's Joe. That's him. It's been him. So the moderators are pretty much just like an army of minions, like yes men and minions, to do what he says, right?
Anybody that's on that team is, Joe has them in their control. If Joe tries to reach out to you or call you and you don't answer, that's a bad look. Joe don't like that. He wants you to be available at any time to talk to him or to hop on the team's call.
Well, in the team's call, you say he just talk about himself, right?
Have jobs and not trying to lie to Social Security.
Yeah. In the team calls, you say he just pretty much rambles about himself, right?
What'd you say?
In the team calls, he just rambles about himself, right?
Himself, future plans, potentially new music. Just supposedly dropping in the fall, some type of EP or something that he wants to do. It don't make any sense for real.
It doesn't. Did he say anything about his producer passing away?
I think he mentioned it maybe once or twice, but I think there's something behind that too. And it's something. And speaking of passing away, what's that? I think that guy's name is Daryl.
Yes.
Isn't that guy named Daryl?
Yes, Daryl, the ex or the producer?
Yeah, the ex. That situation is real. So Joe tries to act like he don't know who Daryl is. That conversation got brought up by one of the mods too.
What? Okay, what are we? Hold on.
He didn't know who that was.
What are we talking about? It's real. What's real?
Daryl. That situation was his ex.
What's the situation?
What you mean was supposedly him, quote unquote, passing away?
Yeah, Joe said that he passed away due to complications with diabetes.
I don't believe that.
What you believe?
You gotta remember when it first got brought up, Joe was trying to act like he didn't even know who that was.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was some diabetes or high blood pressure or some shit. It's more to that. I just don't know what it is.
Oh, okay. So you're saying you feel like it's more to it because you feel like Joe had more to do with it?
I feel like there's more to it. That's literally. I feel like there's more to it. Look how many lies he tells on a daily basis, on an hourly basis. It's something more to that. I wouldn't be surprised if he benefited financially off of that man's death.
So you think there was a financial gain in some way since Joe, everything's about money?
I wouldn't be surprised. Again, I don't know that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, I'm not going to say that you're not onto something.
At first, he tried to tell the public he didn't know who it was.
Yeah.
Now, it's diabetes? Yeah, okay.
Interesting. I'm not going to say that you're not onto something because I always felt like wasn't that the reason that she married Charles? Because when the first person that she was with, Daryl, she wasn't married to him. So maybe she learned he learned his lesson and was like, this time I'm going to get married so that certain benefits, I don't know. Because he didn't marry Daryl, but he did marry Charles. So
I don't even think they're married for real. If they are, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Me personally, don't believe it.
Yeah. Well, everything here is alleged. Everything is alleged. Yeah, everything is alleged. We just got theories and just talking and whatnot. Portia said Rasta's in the chat. Hi, Rasta. What? Okay. Alrighty. Hi, Rasta. So yeah. But yeah. So, do you think that Joe is ready to stop lying to the moderators and finally pay up now that you've come forward?
What's going to happen is he's going to try to outright deny everything, like down to the T. And anybody that, I'm probably going to get motherfucked on their next team call if he didn't demand one while he's faking making comments on the live right now, trying to have some type of damage control. Only problem with that is, out of the 4 or 5 people I told you about that might be ready to jump, there's 2 of them I think is at that point to where they can't in a minute, and then if they do, it's going to be their word versus Joseph's. So, yeah. I wish them luck.
Yeah, I wish them well too. And they can also hit me up.
Just lying for no reason.
Yeah, they can also hit me up at SeanDavieWay Show at gmail.com. Like, that's just what that word. Y'all say bring Rasta up. I don't even know if that's her. Again, Netta is known for, as we are hearing, for having trolls and creating trolls and having moderators create troll pages and all of that. We don't know if that's Rasta. And then my moderators can definitely verify if that is Rasta. So y'all can do that. And if the channel's real and whatnot, Rasta can email me or hit me up if Rasta would like to have a conversation. Like, you're not just jumping in. This is my show. So if Rasta wants to talk, I don't mind that at all. But it's going to be on my time. So, I mean, it's that simple. So if that really is Rasta, hey, if you want to speak to me, this is how. I mean, I'm not speaking on Rasta. I don't know Rasta. Now, this is Maine's experience and the things that he's seen and the things that he's heard. So if they have an issue with what Maine is saying, then they have to take that up with Maine. But other than that, I speak for me, and I'm not speaking on Rasta. So I don't really have a reason to bring her up here or anything like that. I brought up what Maine brought up. So, end of story. But if Rasta would like to talk, we absolutely can.
I wouldn't be surprised if Joe tries to finesse a mod into doing some damage control too, and hop on the phone with you.
Right.
I'd be interested to sit back and listen.
No, I would, again, if Rasta, I just don't think that that's Rasta because I've been in Rasta's chats, I've seen Rasta live, all of that. Rasta don't talk like that. Like, Rasta seemed like a really nice person. So, I feel like you have to get on Rasta's bad side in order for that type of energy to come out. But we're not over here, like, defaming her or anything like that. Like, most of you said was you don't feel like Rasta messes with Netta like that. How was that defamation? Like, what? How was that? That's not an insult. That's not, you're not speaking ill on her. You're not talking up under her clothes, who she with, and that, like, ain't none of that going on. Like, you just ain't based off of perception, what you've seen and what you've noticed, all. That's how you feel. You feel like Rasta don't mess with Netta like that because Netta tried to make it seem as if he created Rasta, when Rasta was definitely an entity and already doing her own thing in the rap world before she even knew of a Netta or Charles. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I don't see why she would be, like, pressed about that. That's why I give troll account. Very so much. But no, you're doing fine, Rasta. So, I mean, Rasta. You're doing fine, Maine. So, but yeah, shout out to Rasta. And I'm not going to cuss out Rasta because trolls are coming in here. So, let's make Rasta an enemy. I like Rasta. Always rap Rasta verse. Yeah, shout out to Rasta. Like, yeah, absolutely. And shout out to Charles too. Like, again, the issue is what Netta does. Netta likes to go behind the scenes, try to get people channels taken down, all of this stuff, all because you don't agree with what they're saying. So it's a lot of false flags and stuff like that going on, all because you're not liked. Like, that's crazy work. Like, ugh. People talk about me all the time. I don't care. Like, I literally don't. And if you're in the guidelines to report somebody, then you go right ahead. But sending false reporting and all of that, all because you're pressed, is crazy. That it means that it's a lot wrong with you. It means that all of the burning of your skin and getting a BBL and getting fat sucked out and getting fake porcelain veneers put in your mouth, none of that stuff matters because you still feel ugly. To do all of the stuff that you do behind the scenes, because I do it right here. Right in your face. I'm not behind the scenes trying to do anything to Netta. No, it happens all right here in color. Like, hello. I'm bigger than her. I have more subscribers. I get more views, all of that. And I still say Netta's name. So that's just what that word. That's just what that word. So yeah, I mean, if you're pressed, you're pressed. I mean, it just is what it is. I'll give you my address and it ain't shit you gonna do about it when you get here. Like, y'all weird. I gave all of y'all all the information that y'all need. So we really don't care about y'all coming in here trying to troll because Maine's story is already out. Maine's story is already out. Hurry up. Hurry up. Please don't throw me on a good time. Imagine telling me that I'm going to get sued. I've been sued by a YouTuber. I sure have. Federal lawsuit. And I won. You think I'm scared of a bat? You think I'm scared of a bat? Hurry up. I like court. I don't know about you. But I like court. I done already won. See, so y'all can't throw that. See, they're not idle threats with me because I've actually been through this and won. Has Nettered. Yeah, imagine Netta saying that Netta's going to sue anybody when you're on SSI. Defamation is loss of wages. What, SSI know about your videos or what? They want to give you less money because Sean be roasting you? So, go right ahead. Because you're an idiot, not me. Yeah, I won my lawsuit. So I'm not worried about no lawsuit. I'm not worried about no court. If I was worried about any of that, I wouldn't be doing it. I am. And I'm going to do it again. If another mob wants to talk, hit me up at SeanDavieWayShow@gmail.com. What's T? Like, yeah, I'm not scared of anyone. Like, Netta, if I was scared of you, I would have stopped talking about you when y'all put that false strike on my channel. I would have stopped then. I'm not afraid. I'm not doing anything wrong. So it's just like, yeah, I don't care. Again, we're not over here bashing. We're listening to a story. If you don't like the story, move along. Because that's all that's gonna happen. You'll leave before we do. So that's it. That's all. And you're mad. You're gonna stay that way. Ugh, ugly people born that way. They die that way. So I expect you to be upset. You're ugly. So I mean, it is what it is. Move right along. You know, ooh, scary. Let's end the lives because. Oh, all right. Anyway, so before we were rudely interrupted by hoes that ain't gonna do nothing. How was your overall experience with Netta? Would you recommend anybody be a mod for Netta?
Would I recommend what?
Anyone to mod for Netta? So if somebody was coming to you like, hey, I heard that you was modding for Netta. Netta want me to mod for him. How did that work for you? What was your experience? What would you say?
Run while you can. That's all. If you're currently modding, run while you can. If you're thinking about it, don't. And take some time to find somebody else to follow. Mm-hmm. Because Joseph is that shit. It's all a scam. It's a fucking scam.
Mm-hmm.
All of it.
If Netta gave you your money, would that be a chance for y'all to reconcile?
No. At this point, honestly, I wouldn't even accept it. I would send that shit right back.
Oh.
'Cause 9 times out of 10, she's taking money from somebody else to give it to me. I'm cool. Nah.
The moderators that send.
I don't want none of that. His auntie SSI check. I don't want none of
that. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
You said the auntie SSI check. I cannot.
Or the ill-gotten gains from Cash App due to his lies. That's not alleged. That's the truth.
So what besides like the birthday when he was raising money for the birthday giveaway, is there any other thing that he was putting together that was like not necessarily legit, more so putting something together, like when he was talking about the kids and doing stuff for the kids and bringing stuff up to the school for the kids? What happened to that? Did he talk to you about that?
He don't even like kids. He don't even like kids. You can tell.
Why? Why do you say that?
The only thing he was trying to put together, and probably still is trying to put together, is this dumbass EP or album he's trying to do.
You don't think he's talented musically?
To put it to you this way, we got a better chance of getting Cardi B's second album before you hear Netta shit.
Cardi B said she dropping this year and she ain't playing.
Exactly. Netta is not musically anything.
Yeah. So you're not a fan?
I'm not a fan of auto-tune. Netta, no.
Wow. So did you troll anybody in the name of Netta?
I'm sorry?
Did you troll anyone for Netta?
You said, did I?
Yeah.
I defended Netta a couple of times. Actually, yeah. A lot of times. Being honest with you, I did.
What would you do? Like, what would you like?
I thought that that was what was being a part of the team of a no.
Yeah.
But here I am looking like a dumbass doing it.
But what would you do? Like, what would you like when you would go troll? What was your troll?
Somebody would say shit to Netta. I'd get all in their comments or replies, and you know what I'm saying, or one of the team calls. He would say, "You'll do better just trying to report the page." So showing you how to report the page. So going to report it. Later on. Making different accounts. All of that.
Wow. I love your honesty, because you are big. A lot of people.
I didn't even think to do that shit before Netta, said, "Hey, you can do it this way, you can do it that way."
So Netta was telling y'all how to do it? He was telling y'all how to troll?
How he would expect us to defend him. That's the word. He would never use the
word. No. So he was like, okay, so use the word defend to make y'all think that y'all were doing something just.
Yeah.
But the whole time, it was to go and troll people and harass people that didn't like him.
Yep, and if somebody called Charles slow and you tried to defend just Charles in that sentence, Netta did not like that. You had to add Joe in that defense. Even if the comment was strictly about Charles, Joe wanted you to mention him in your response back. Because apparently there would be no Charles without Netta. Let Joseph tell it.
So it had to be that they're smart, that they're not slow, not just Charles.
Yeah, like if somebody was talking shit about Charles, you have to defend Charles and Netta in the same sentence.
But Charles is a window licker.
Again, Netta wants to be involved in the response because if you get on a team's call after you defend Charles, should literally get to you and be like, well, why you didn't say it this way? Or you could have said it that way. Not trying to tell you how to do it, but just implying this is what you should have done.
And not just when he's critiquing when you're talking about Charles and how you defend Charles, but when you go out and defend, which meant troll others, he wanted you to do it in a specific way.
Yes.
Wow. So did y'all have to like send like screenshots and stuff or anything like that when y'all would go and troll and stuff like that?
Joe would be the one he says he goes off the shit that people send him, then he'll have it in his phone. But everybody knows, like, I thought that was the case at first, but that's not the case. Joe sits back when he's not live and he pays attention to everything on the internet himself. Yeah, that's all he does.
Wow.
Nobody sending him shit. If they do, that's maybe the one or two people that actually kissing his ass the most.
So it really makes him angry when people are going around saying these things, although he doesn't portray that when he's live.
Say it again?
So he really does get angry when people come in the chat insulting him and whatnot, although on live he tries to make it seem as if it's not a big deal.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely, yeah. He's on his live right now. He's definitely doing shit or he loves yelling at Lily real bad. Like, I feel sorry for that dog.
Oh, he yells at Lily?
I really do.
Oh, like on the meetings, the team
really
meetings? Did y'all hear him yelling at Lily?
Yeah. I mean, that's, you see sometimes how she try to, oh, that's my baby Lily. Nah, when she pissed off, she don't give a fuck if you Charles, Lily, the neighbor across the street. Like, you get yelled at for something. Joseph is genuinely a mean person.
Mm-hmm. So you never heard him like hit the dog or nothing like that. He just yells at the dog.
I mean, I can't tell if it's hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd be lying if I'm sitting on this phone saying, I know that Joe hit Lily, but I know that the screaming happens.
Oh, okay.
Get down off of that, or Lily getting pissed on the floor by somewhere where she's cooking at and she pissed off at that. But the whole time, you could be training her.
Lily is old as hell. Lily should be housebroken.
You would think that.
So the poor puppy, so the poor Lily, oh, so Lily be peeing on the floor?
Look, the way she be pissed off if that dog have an accident, you know what I'm saying? And all, dogs do be having accidents, but I mean, at the end of the day, you don't need to scream at that elderly dog like that. Like, come on now. On several occasions, like that dog probably scared of Joe.
I mean, could you imagine Joe up close? And dogs got real good eyes. Shout out to Ratchet, salute brother. Dogs got real good eyes. So that's a lot. Poor Lily.
Yeah, it's a lot. Very traumatic.
So when Netta just went live and was stating that he was going to start calling CPS and all of this stuff on people and coming at people and whatnot, was he requesting that y'all do the same thing or stuff like that?
You said the same thing about what?
So he was just live saying how he's going to start calling CPS and stuff on people and whatnot. Did he request y'all do anything like that to anyone?
Requesting? You said request. It's real blurry, man.
Oh, okay. No, he said he's going to start calling like CPS and the police to people's homes and stuff like that. Did he ask y'all to do anything like that?
If he tried to mention if we had any what he says is juicy information to tell them, and he knows how to make things happen because he got two cousins that are FBI agents.
Mm. So the cousins that are FBI agents, if they had any information like finding people's names and stuff like that, he'll get the information to them.
Supposedly. I don't believe that. I don't believe it.
Wow. To do what do you think that he would be insinuating that he's going to get these FBI people to do?
To get them to shut the fuck up and scare them and intimidate them.
Well, I think that type of stuff is to scare and intimidate y'all.
The only person that she can intimidate for real at this point is Charles and Lily. That's it.
True. Absolutely. The private conversations that y'all would try to have with Charles, did Netta come and shut them down, or was it just short-lived?
Say it again.
When you would try to speak to Charles, anyone that when y'all would do the group calls, the team meeting calls, and Charles would do some of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Would she just come in and shut it down, or what?
She would want to be involved in the conversation, or if she happened to walk outside or something, and Charles is laughing or something. Like, she wants to know the whole rundown of what just happened. The last 5 minutes. As if he was a fucking child.
Wow.
Yeah, I really feel bad for him because he's in a messy situation, but he still got time to redeem himself. I really do believe it.
You talking about Joseph?
Get that courage to step out on his own.
Oh, Charles. Charles get the courage to step out on his own?
Charles.
Yeah. Do you think he ever do that?
I think it's going to come to a point to where he may not have no choice but to.
Crazy work. Crazy work. Joe's credit is trash. We definitely know that. Do they have to move because of them not being able to? Well, I'm not even gonna say that because they're gonna try to say I'm doxing. I'll rephrase the question. Is that trailer in Joe's name or is it in Charles's?
You saying is it in Joe's name?
Yeah.
I honestly, I didn't ain't like I saw any documents, anything to substantiate that. I do think it's if I put my money in the right place, I feel like it's a potential that whole thing is in Charles' name. That was never their family's land, like Netta said, and it's financial reason why they have to leave. I can't sit here and say I saw a document, 100% to prove that. I ain't, I'd have the suspicion all I want to, but I have not seen that.
Yeah. Crazy work. Crazy work. Wow. Was there anything else that you want to talk about or bring to the forefront? Because I don't want to take too much of your time. You're going to be here an hour and a half. I told you an hour or so, but it got so juicy. It got so juicy.
No, not that I can think of. Not right now, at least.
Yeah.
It doesn't even feel like we've been talking for an hour, but not that I can think of.
Yeah.
Just be real mindful once you start talking about this dumbass EP.
Not this dumbass EP. You don't think it's a smart idea that he goes back into music?
No.
What should he do instead?
No. What?
What should he do instead?
I don't know, but it definitely ain't gonna be musically inclined. I can tell you that much.
I agree.
She's going because her real mess up that she's brought up. She was real aggravated about that BET award situation.
Yeah, did he ever talk about the BET awards?
He was real aggravated about that. It took him about a week to actually talk about it on the team's call.
So was he blaming Carlos still?
I guess he wanted us to see what the media was going to say before he started talking.
Yeah.
Kind of like, get his lie together.
Was he blaming Carlos?
Believe it or not, he tried to say that he had approvals from BET upper management in his email about him coming. If that was the case, he would have got in.
Wow. So who did he blame? Who does he say the reason that he didn't get to go in?
He still let him tell it was still a big mix-up due to paperwork.
Mm.
And he said people just don't like him.
Correct. He's a lot.
He's trying to make it seem like he's a victim. And he's talking about some 2026. They gonna see Netta. They gonna see Netta and Charles. They gonna see Netta and Charles. 2026 BET Awards is ours. Like she was like so focused on that.
Hilarious. So what's up with Dr. Jing Jing?
I know they had some back and forth similar to the shit with the restaurant, with those restaurant people. But I do feel like that she might owe Jing Jing some money, and the restaurant people, she's flat out scammed them.
The restaurant people?
Yeah, but when she ate their food, I guess she ate their food for free or something like that, or had a discount or something, but then turned around and talked about the food online.
Oh, that was that was on the
charge
trip.
on her card, disputed her charge on her debit card or Charles' debit card or some shit, and it was just a lot to that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was on that trip.
Netta straight out flat said, tried to make it seem like that, she was doing the restaurant a favor by getting them exposure.
Mm-hmm.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Do you know anything about the seasonings? What happened to the seasonings? Like,
that's some shit that she had somebody try to do for her and make some labels. She couldn't get no distribution deal, even if she tried to.
Oh, so there wasn't a distribution deal? I thought
and the thing is, I don't know for sure, and I'm not going to sit up here and say 100%, but she probably had people send cash apps believing in her, believing at the beginning investor or something to try to get that shit to pop off. The only people that got them seasonings is those trailer cabinets that she lives in right now. Nobody else got that shit. And there wasn't no cape and no car.
Yes, to the trailer cabinets. And so I guess he didn't have a deal, because if he had a deal, because he was saying that it was going to be like in stores and that you can order it online and all of that, there's nowhere to order it.
Yeah, he kept having this shit pop off. All the shit pop off. He couldn't get really for get that shit going. I thought it was a good idea. That was a better idea of that motherfucking album, the EP.
Yeah.
Shit.
Way better idea.
But you know what I'm saying? If you line about all this so much, you ain't gonna get no investors that way.
Yeah.
And playing victim all your life or saying shit, people just don't like him. Nah, fuck that. People don't like you because you're a liar.
Yeah, 100%. Wow. Insane. I did have a question. If I got another moderator that wanted to come and speak, would you be willing to come back too?
It depends if I'm cool with them,
okay.
Or on a talking basis with them. If I am, then I probably would. I ain't gonna lie, I probably would.
Yeah, because I think someone has hit me up.
I would definitely reach out to you, some way, some type of way that I hear from anybody from that team trying to get me to talk.
Yeah, well, somebody is hitting me up, so that's why I'm like, I wonder if you'd be willing to come back.
You said somebody what?
I do have an alleged second moderator that wants to talk.
Oh, really? Okay.
Correct. So I'm going to reach out to them after the show and see their availability and see when they could come on. But even if you can't come on, at least watch so that you could hit me up and tell me if you don't mess with them, then hit me up after and be like, oh, okay, well, da. Or you can come up after they get down and you can be like,
response to that or something.
Yeah, if they say something about you, I feel like you have every right to stick up for yourself. That's all I'm saying.
100%.
Yeah, because you bro. So yeah, they're not about to just come
at the same time, they may or may not be as credible as Netta. You know what I'm saying? So we'll just take it, let me know.
Yeah. Well, I just like I did with you, I like to talk to the people first and see if their story is credible. Your story matched, because the same stuff you said in the chat was the same stuff you said here, and then I also went and looked at the channel to see if you were modding over there, like past videos when you were. So I'm like, oh, okay. So this definitely adds up. And you also have DMs and emails with you and Netta. So they're not coming over here saying that the trolls, if you notice from his camp, aren't saying that you're not real. They, if anything, they're just saying that they don't feel that you're telling the truth. So, but they're not saying that you're not legit, that you're not a mod or anything like that. They didn't say nothing like that. So you are real.
All right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, I appreciate you. Again, I'm not going to hold you for too much longer. We have your Cash App. Y'all make sure, again, it's DMoney, DMONEYJ00, okay? Netta owe our friend some money, all right? So we're going to help him out. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to send him a Cash App myself. I don't believe in saying help somebody, and I don't do it too, okay? He's not requesting it or asking for it. I just feel it's the least we could do for him coming to tell his story. So, you know, and I feel that y'all enjoyed yourselves. I know that I did. So, yeah, so Maine, any closing statement before we let you go, bro?
If you're thinking about, still, messing with them, don't. If you want to speak for yourself, go ahead. Just understand that your time is going to be wasted.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate, you, Sean, and your listeners, for taking the time out to even listen to me, hear me out, and just don't put no more ill-gotten gains in Joe's pocket. Like it's time for him to go.
Right. Absolutely. We appreciate
That's all I
you.
got to say.
Well, we appreciate you, and thank you so much for coming through. And I will be hitting you up on the back end, okay? So again, you have a good day, and I'll text you in about 20 minutes, not even 10 minutes. I'm just gonna end the live, finish it up, and then I'll hit you up.
Yeah, just give me a call.
I will, absolutely. Thank you so much for coming, man.
No problem. Take care.
You too. So shout out to Maine. So yeah, that was an interview with Maine. He's no longer modding, but does still have a wrench over there. Shout out to all y'all in chat. Miss Live, Miss 3D Live, Miss Hillary, I saw my Pondering LeBron. I love you. Shout out to Ratchet. I've seen a lot of people in the building. Shout out to all of y'all. I love you guys. Shout out to Maine. Thank you so much. We super appreciate you coming. Okay, you did not have to do that, but you did, and we appreciate that. I do have another moderator that hit me up, okay? We will see if their story's legit. If they're legit, and we'll bring them on too. I'm planning on trying to come back live in a little bit and get back into the Diddy T and Tyler Perry T, and all that good stuff, okay? So I hope y'all enjoy, okay? I promise y'all the show. We will be on Coffee tonight. We have a part 2 of a show that we started yesterday, so we will be back over there on Coffee, okay? So y'all make sure you pay attention to Community Wall for when we go live over there. Again, shout out to Maine. We really appreciate you coming through, brother. Great show, great tea. This is great. Good show. I enjoyed myself. Can't wait to listen to the playback. So yeah, I love you guys. So I have to get out of here until the next show.